fantasy, I'd like to be fed. Give me a romance in only one bed. Fighting or flirting, a sweet little treat. Reading or watching our picks of the week. I pick, we are going back to the 80s yet again.
Over 40 years ago.
I saw that the author was born in the 30s.
No, 25.
Dog, that is not even like a year in my conceptual cannot comprehend, though. I read A Company of Swans by Eva Ibbotson. This was part of my like historical romance brain snap, mental breakdown, whatever, that I just like smashed both of these books. The Reluctant Heiress, which is going to be a full episode if it hasn't already been a
Should already be a full episode. Ongoing full episode.
I read another one of her books, very similar format. A Company of Swans is basically this young girl who don't ask me her name. I have no idea.
But let me ask you, is she petite and tiny?
Obviously.
Oh, of course, yeah.
But this one, she's a little bit like taller, mousy brown hair. She like is unremarkable, like kind of pretty, but like in the right context kind of thing. She is severely like hemmed in at home. So her dad is a professor at Oxford, and this is set during the, I could not even tell you, the rubber boom in South America. They took a steamboat across the Atlantic Ocean, if that helps.
I think most of her stuff is set post World War I. So
that does, okay, yeah, because there's a little tidbit about World War II. Okay, so post World War I, her dad is like, women should not be in schools. They're supposed to be seen, not heard. And even then, like, that's a bit much. And so that's how he's treating his daughter. He has a sister, the girl's aunt, who is him but worse, and she's like miserly, and she doesn't keep the house warm. They have like the shitty food that's like half off sale, sold, probably should have been thrown out. Yeah. And so this girl is like, my life really fucking sucks. They have already picked out basically my fiance. Like, they can't force me to marry him, but it's like heavily implied. He is a entomologist.
Oh, he's a bug dude.
There. Yeah, dude, bug dude. And he is equally as bad as her father and aunt. He's like, this is great. I think I'm going to make her wait a little bit. She needs to be, very willing that I'm going to save her. And then, she's going to have to be on her best behavior for the next 5 or 6 years. And then I'll like bequeath her a child to keep her content. Hell no. Dog. His brain is like disgusting. So the only outlet that our poor heroine has is ballet. Her parents, or like her dad, decided like that's ladylike enough, but like don't get too into it. And so she's actually pretty good. She has like a Russian school teacher. She has like a natural like musicality, fluidity. She could be someone if she wasn't in this fucking gross ass toxic household. So the Russian ballet instructor's friend comes in and he's like, I have this ballet theater. I have, my prima ballerina. She's beautiful, stunning. We have the corps de ballet, but I need one more swan for my company of swans because we are putting on a set of 4 ballets for all of the like culture deprived rich expats that live in South America as part of this like rubber boom. And all of them have these like giant gold mansions. They're rolling in dough, but like nobody is out there in the middle of the Amazon rainforest. And so we are going to come. They're going to shower us in money and praise and, whatever else. And we're going to have this final run and then go. But I need one more ballet artist. Who do you have? And she's like, well, I have this young girl, but I don't know that you could convince her father and her aunt to let her go. They abuse her. It's crazy. She can't eat too much because she'll get too big, et cetera, et cetera. He's like, okay, let me talk to her. And the girl is like, that sounds like magic. I can't even conceptualize that. It's like a dream in my brain. Thank you for offering this to me that I'll have like an outlook when I'm like sad and alone.
I already want to read this one.
It's so good. Okay. And so this proceeds on. She asks at the dinner table. So like they have some friends from Oxford at the dinner table. She's there. The will-be fiance is there. And she's like, they basically have like a falling out. And he's like, you need to stop reading books. Like, we took you out of school because we thought that was like too much. You're supposed to be educated. And she's like, I got invited to go be in an actual corps de ballet. And they're like, They thought it was a joke at first, and then he's like, "Are you serious?" And she's like, "Yes, I'm serious, and I really want to go." Cue the fucking meltdown house arrest, basically, that she's never left unattended. And so they go. Apparently, this is a thing, like the Pride and Prejudice, where you like go visit fancy houses of like the noble class, and you just like walk around and visit, and they might be home or not. So her group of like old ladies plus our heroine go to visit this like kind of rundown, palace or whatever. They walk by one of the rooms where this absolutely beautiful, like redheaded, beautiful, stunning woman is like, "Ugh, get those people out of my fucking house, whatever." And like she's like, "We're out of money," and then the door slams shut. That becomes important.
Is she the
super villain?
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
She's the other love interest that fails.
Yup. Yeah. And so our heroine gets to like run off at some point, and so she goes into one of those hedge mazes, and in the center of the maze she meets this little boy, and he's like, "Oh, hi, like who are you?" etc. They hit it off. And he's like, "Yeah, there's this, like, the lost boy." And she's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" The lost boy was his uncle, I'm assuming, who was supposed to be heir, but wasn't. And he, like, fell in love with this, like, woman, his mom. And they were childhood sweethearts. And everyone thought they were going to get married. But he wasn't picked as the heir. And so she married the other brother.
Oh, no.
So that she could cash in.
Is that the redhead?
Yep. And our lost boy, he's like, "You got me fucked up. I'm going to go make myself, something, and I'm going to come back and shove it in all of your guys' faces that I have all this fucking money, and I'm going to, like, do something with my life." And they're like, "Sure."
That is the exact plot of The Reluctant Heiress.
Yep. These are very, like, interchangeable, but just, like, different settings. So he's like, "Well, if you ever find yourself in the middle of the Amazon, if you could find the lost boy and bring him home so he could, like, save our house, because we're, like, on the brink of destitution." And she's like, "Well, I don't think I'll ever be in the Amazon, but sure." She decides she's going to take her destiny in hand, and she pulls the runaround with her parents, and she's like, "Oh, yeah, I'm going to be in London with my friend." And she tells the friend, "Oh, I have to stay here. I'm sorry." And she runs off to the fucking Amazon rainforest.
Good for her.
Yep. And that is where the sequence of event follows, that she, at a party, all of a sudden meets this man, and they start talking about plants because they have this like mutual interest, because she's the daughter of, an academic. She reads a lot of books, and he's like, "Who the fuck are you?" And she's like, "Who the fuck are you?" Cue the events that follow in traditional, 80s romance. I ate this shit up. I'm going to be sorry.
Is this one as clean as The Reluctant Heiress?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
selling point and also not a selling point, that there's like no smut, but the romantic tension is just like so good. And then at the same time, this is kind of a spoiler, but later in the book, the redhead finds out that all of a sudden the lost boy is hella rich. Her husband kills himself because they almost lost the house. And she's like, "You know what? Like, he's going to save me. I'm going to go to the Amazon rainforest and like surprise him." And then she hears about this girl that, her son is like, "Oh my gosh, she's beautiful, and she's a ballet dancer, and she's going to the Amazon to find the lost boy." And so our like redheaded bad bitch is like, "What? My fortune is about to crawl out of my hands?" And so it's like this timeline thing where you get scenes where she's like on her way there, but she's like held up. And then it's like, oh no, will like the heroine and like love interest like fall in love? And then all of a sudden she like sees that gal at their house, and she's like, oh no, like she's back. They're going to fall in love. I need to leave. And then the entomologist has to like go to the Amazon to bring her back. I ate this shit up.
Yeah, this is identical to The Reluctant Heiress.
Yes.
So if you listen or are listening to those episodes and you want more of the same writing style, this is the one for you.
Yep, absolutely identical. That's the only book I have similar to this too.
So it does sound okay. If you like very, very clean historical romance, there is a book called Edenbrooke, and Blackmoore, both by the same author. They're Regency romance.
I feel like I've heard you talk about Blackmoore before.
Julianne Donaldson, I believe. I don't remember. I finished both of those books. I enjoyed them. Very clean historical romance. A little bit older than this, but same kind of vibes.
Because there's like romantic tension, but there's enough plot going on that like if it kind of diverts a little bit, you're like, okay, like I'm kind of intrigued. Like, what's all this nonsense about? I ate this shit up, dog. It's
okay.
So good.
I will be reading this one because I tried to read her first book that's also identical to this one called A Countess Below Stairs, and I couldn't quite do it, but it's also her first one, so I think like maybe her later books just improved on the tropes.
What was it about that one that you didn't like?
The male lead was not as charismatic as the lead from the Reluctant Heiress. He's kind of flat. Again, like I'm only 70 pages through. I may keep reading. And the heroine was also kind of more of a caricature of she's an exiled Russian duchess and she becomes a housemaid and she tries her best and she's kind despite her, royal upbringing.
Yeah. I feel like that's kind of your cup of tea though sometimes.
It is, but it was a little too like caricature-like almost. And after reading The Reluctant Heiress, which is just a refined version of that same trope.
That's fair. I feel like the hero in A Company of Swans, he has like a whole subplot where he's trying to like get Brazilian government intervention in this like rubber mill that's like heinous war crimes going on, and like that's so he feels a little bit more like an actual like human being. And I do think he's a little bit older too, like almost at the point that I was like, what about this age gap?
We kind of talk about we'll talk about this in the full-length episode, but I'd say approach these books with the knowledge that they're a product of their time and of the author. So there's some aspects to it that perhaps don't age quite as well, including the age gap.
Yeah, yikes. There is an enchanting French best friend who is, destined to marry her sweetheart. But in order to, fundraise money for their life together, she does some scantily clad, Moulin Rouge-esque.
Dang.
There is a subplot with our main heroine that she has to step into.
Oh no,
dog! So it's a little bit. There's a little bit of something.
And the hero is in attendance of that. Of course he is.
So is the entomologist.
Oh dear.
Yep. It was so much fun. I'm sorry. There's something about these that just like
Okay.
A little sugar cookie.
I'll be trying that one. So, yes. From Katie's shelf to yours.
We'll see you on the next page. Hi, readers. Like what you've been hearing? Like and subscribe to us on YouTube or Patreon at Not Another Heroine to support our growing library and get access to exclusive bonus content.
Ready for the next page? We post new episodes every Monday and Wednesday wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks for listening.